Welcome back, guys. It's Alicia with Elevate with Alicia and Anna. Woo! Not Anna, Anna.
I'm gonna put my glove.
Yeah, and today's episode, since the last one I shared my story with dating women, it's now Anna's turn, and where she's at, where she's kind of come from with it, and whatever she wants to share in this moment. So go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, okay. Spot going. Feel like a kid every time I
Yes,
call
woo!
So my story with women, it's a little different than Alicia's, but I've dated women like all my life. My first girlfriend was my best friend at 15.
Wow.
And I think I shared a little bit about my background and my dad being abusive. And so I never actually, like, I didn't know that at the time, but I know that now with like the inside of laughter, the thing after, how do you say? Hindsight.
Yep.
Hindsight.
Hindsight.
And yeah, so I dated women. My first girlfriend, her name is Francesca. I feel safe saying her name. Is somebody that I...
Is she gonna watch this be mad that you used her name?
She hates me, so it's okay. But yeah, she was like, I truly deeply loved her because at the time I felt like she was the only person that couldn't understand me. Even like with my mom, I was always mad at my mom and I didn't know why. Now I know why. Yeah. But like,
makes sense.
She was, but I was a horrible girlfriend. Like I was exactly modeling my dad because I cheated on her countless times. And I did it without shame because I even told her multiple times, but she always took me back. So even after,
and now we know what that really means,
right?
Yeah.
You know, and it's sad, but like in my head, I was like, I love her so much, but then I just felt the need that she wasn't enough because I kept chasing love outside of myself, right? But she wasn't giving; she was giving it to me, but I was just taking so much because I never had it that I would just keep taking, and I keep taking from other. But you know, she was
would ever fill
right?
Void.
And she's probably the person that I regret the most how I treated because she truly tried her best and I just treated her so poorly. And I honestly didn't know any better.
Yeah, no, I get that. When we look, that's why we gotta forgive ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we really didn't know any better on a lot of things in life.
Yeah. And then like she decided to come to the US to do the EF exchange student thing during high school. And when she told me that, I was like, okay, we're breaking up, bye. And it just broke up and she left. And then that year I went to Rome to play basketball for a year. And I was slut time. Sorry for that, but that was like seriously slut time. I was dating 4 people at the same time. That was busy work.
Wow.
That was busy work. I had a girlfriend, but then I'm sorry. I hope these people just don't. But
hey, guys, remember you're coming here and we're only being super vulnerable, real and raw because we're just trying to share stories of we've all made mistakes, different ways, different depths, but what's possible when you'll actually look for love and all the things in the right way from starting inside first instead of just outward validation. So,
yeah.
That's the only reason we're sharing. We're not here to share victim stories in the energy of like, poor me. We're here to share, hey, this stuff's real. We all have, garbage and we can talk about it now because we worked through so much about it where it doesn't keep us hindered anymore.
Yeah. No, thank you, Leash. Because I'm so glad I'm such a better person than when I was back then because I'm almost like, wow, Anna, like you need help. Yes, I did. So, but I was dating this girl and then I got bored and then I was dating this guy at the same time and then I was dating another guy and then I was dating another girl and then at the same time, so I think at the same time simultaneously I was really dating 3 people, the 2 girls and the basketball guy. And I didn't even know this. This is new for me. It was so bad. Like one time, like my girlfriend came because she was coming in the morning to give me a hug, but the other girl was in the bed. So as soon as I heard her open the door, I just jumped out the door. I was like,
look at this girl playing though.
And then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like have a good day, whatever. And then there was that. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe. I'm so glad that she just didn't come in the room all the way. But like things like that, and then the Rome year ended and then Francesca came back from the United States and we try again, but then I came to the United States and so it was like, hey, goodbye again. So it was bad, but then me and Francesca never talked again because I really hurt her very much and I think she just realized it with the years going, right?
Makes sense.
And then I came to the United States when you were my coach. She was my coach, and she warned me not to date this girl. And what I did, since she told me not to, I had to.
Yes, I went down to Texas. I had a girl that followed me from Utah, and yeah, I was like, just don't date her because for multiple reasons, and you guys are on the same team. That never helps with team chemistry.
Yeah,
especially if you break up.
Right. And I'm not gonna say her name, but I'm sure she follows you. She follows you religiously. So I don't care if you hear this story. Like, just so you know, I love you. Like, I truly do. But I don't care if you're looking at these and, you know, like, I just want you to know that I'm sharing things just from a learning perspective and not from a point of me hating you in any way.
But understanding more of what it was.
And I was dating this girl that we really mirror each other's trauma pretty well.
Yeah.
And we both have a lot of anger.
Yes.
That it was abusive and toxic both ways. And I think she was probably one of the strongest message. I remember when we broke up multiple times. I was hurting multiple things. I don't know how much I should share. Maybe like on another day, but there is some stuff that are deep about her that I do not want to share. But I was so heartbroken that I remember when she gave me this news from the US that she like broke up with me or something for another girl, whatever, in the US. And when I heard that news, I literally like was in the car in Italy. I had to pull over and throw up because for how sick I was in my stomach.
So you were that attached?
Yes, I was that attached. That message was like so strong. And then my last girlfriend.
I mean, I do remember some of those moments between you two, but enough said.
No, yeah.
Especially before game day.
With the shoes. She charged me, but she missed me. That was so funny. I remember my teammates were like, we were just waiting for you to clap her ass. And I was like, we're not doing all that. I know actually pro-violence, maybe like not physical violence, because that's what I received. And I was probably more inclined to be abused with my words than physically. Well, also because I'll give it up. But yes. And and then I had another girlfriend out in Arkansas that was pretty abusive too. And
a lot of patterns that kept showing
up.
A
lot of patterns that keep showing up. And I'm like, every time I keep choosing somebody that is abusive, either with words or, body-wise. But now that I'm grown, I'm going to respond to the abuse, right? I'm not going to just take it like I did.
Yeah. And now you can just see it quicker before it even,
Right. And even that abusive, but it doesn't even matter because I wasn't really in love with that person anyway. I was just using her to feel something, and I was aware of that because she didn't even hurt when we broke up. But then, and the last one, that was interesting. With the last one, it was a lot of messages about me, and it wasn't just about attachment, but it was more about like the belief that I had in myself.
Yeah.
Like,
wasn't that part of the attachment?
Maybe no, it could be like
a different type. Yeah.
Me thinking that I could not do it by myself, and I have to be so dependent by another person. But I feel like in that relationship I was more the one that was like teaching something in a way. But also not ended well. And he also was toxic and per se like abusive in a way with words.
I mean, I remember, wasn't there some marriage talk almost?
Yeah,
in a way.
And all of those were like mostly like, I feel bad saying it down. It was just impatient in me, and like honestly just wanted to get a green card. And I mean, if I have to be in a shitty relationship, at least I've been in a shitty relationship that I get something out of it.
And then you would have been married right now.
But then I would have been married right now. Yeah. But it was right. But it wasn't the right thing because I also didn't want to hurt her in that way to feel like, oh, I'm using you and then I can leave you. Like I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Like there was something and tell me don't do that because she doesn't deserve that, right? And I did love her in the way that I understood love.
Yeah.
But
you're glad you worked through that.
Yeah.
Didn't stay in that situation.
I didn't stay in that situation.
When you almost did, and it's like.
Yeah, I remember that I called you. It was weird because I was like, no, I am breaking up with this person on December 31st because tomorrow is January 1st and I want to start my year with a clean slate. So that was really cold, honestly. Yeah. But I was like, I'm starting my year in a clean slate and I am not coming back. It doesn't matter. I am not coming back because both of us didn't deserve that relationship. We weren't compatible. Like I was hindering her to her own growth and probably her own person and vice versa. We weren't just a match, period.
To be honest, like I never thought that that was going to end up, but that was just my intuition. I was like, let him figure it out. We'll see where it goes, whatever. But when you did give me the call, I remember thinking, okay, she's for real right now. I got to go pick her up.
Yeah, no, I was.
And I had to have a chat with you. I was like, you're going to have to just have some faith and detach and let's go.
And everything just happened. And just so you know, guy, like I'd really been here in the US for 10 years on a student visa, and most people don't know about when you're on a student visa, you're not able to work. And sometimes that status really make you feel like you have to be dependent on somebody else.
Like you don't have any control.
And you don't have any control over it. And so I give the control to another person because I felt like I needed it. But then I really didn't.
You suffocated yourself, and you still, well, obviously you didn't know if God's so real and certain things and how the universe works, how God works. And so that's when that's all you know, and you only know survival skills. That's what you hold on to.
Right.
You make other people and other things your source.
Right. So. Yeah, no, and that one was. And when I broke up with her, I remember I didn't have a car, I didn't have a job, I didn't have any money.
From scratch.
And I was like starting like really like a refugee, man. Facts, but somehow God knew that that was the choice that I needed to go, and He just provided right away with a car, with a place to stay, and with a job.
Deep dive training.
That was
coaching,
literally in a month. That was in 20 days. That was crazy.
Because you took a leap of faith.
Yeah.
You have to take the step first, and then clarity and everything else comes. Yeah. But people think it's the other way around, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear that, it's like, move. Just trust it. Move. Trust it. Move. Yeah. Take the shot. Shoot the shot. Because even if you miss, you can realign the shot and figure out, okay, that was it.
Yeah. That made me think when Jesus told Peter to walk across water, and he started, but then he doubted that he could, and then he sank, and it's just like
the same thing.
Trust, like you gotta trust, and he didn't know if he was gonna drown or not, but you had to trust that he was.
Even Jesus was right there. He was right in front of him.
Right, and I'm like, bro, come on, like I wouldn't fucking trust. Sorry, I wouldn't trust Jesus if Jesus was in front of me and tell me that. I was like, yep, right away. Tell me where did I have to go? Tell me right now. And you can ask him for any question right there, like right away. But. And that was like important, and I hope she's doing well.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's a beautiful thing when you can come out of it. You can just look back and just
and say, man,
I did not know any better at the time, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, like I'm sorry. I honestly didn't know any better. I didn't know how to love myself, so I actually didn't have love to give you, because I didn't know. Like I truly didn't know. I wanted to do my best, and I think I did, but. Clearly that wasn't the best that I actually could have done if I was in a better place, healed place, right?
Yeah.
And but yeah, and the pattern that is so fun is that I was going to women to find safety, but then I found abuse. Again, like physical,
because sometimes women, even though they have different energy and it's more nurturing, it's still
it's still a pattern.
It's still a pattern.
I didn't thought I was gonna cry, but hey,
it just shows you that the emotion's real. That it's like you're being super sincere and you feel it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like
I think it's beautiful.
Wow. I thought men couldn't give me safe, but women didn't even do that.
It was just
in a way, right?
Disguised as well, yeah.
But because it was really about me, it wasn't about them. It was about me, and was keep choosing, and I was just keeping choosing my trauma, my attachment, my pattern, my fears. It was crazy. But and the last person wasn't a relationship at all, but it was the biggest lesson. I was like, because I was like so close after Refine You, and the person just like give me the kick in the butt.
She was like the last little
she was like the last
kind of.
It was like the last attachment that just give me the kick in the butt.
Are you gonna do this again?
Right. It was like God. It was like, okay, I'm showing you this right now. This is
your last learning one. If you're ready, this can be your last.
And I like. And and I felt like I was...
Because you had an opportunity to marry that one too, for a green card.
Oh my gosh. But God told me right away,
do not
do it. And I have never done it. Like, I was like, no. Like, no.
Because God's in control, not these people.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck no. And...
for good reason. Because,
for very good reason.
She's with somebody else. Anyway.
And so, yeah. But so the thing is, like, that is the person that I just needed to get the kick in the butt. And I'm actually so grateful that I went through that.
It's like rejection is like protection.
Yeah.
It's a real saying most of the time. We always think that it's something else, but if it hurts, that just means we have something deeper we need to look at.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that was a door.
Yeah.
And God has something so much bigger for us.
And it was an interesting lecture because I also learned how to choose myself.
Yes.
Which I don't think I ever done it before. I think before I just got to a point where it wasn't enough, and it was like 4 years before, right? And then instead this time it was like 2 months.
Yep. It was a quick one.
Right, it was a quick one, but like the thing is, like, people do not understand, but sometimes you are one relationship away to ruin your life.
So true.
One.
And just going in such a different path.
Yeah.
Like you could have been in such a different path right now if you went this other way.
I could have just been stuck because I know I was gonna be used for healing.
Yep.
And then,
but the attachment was still kind of there because we still had to break that, whatever it was about you, right?
Right.
So that you could fully be like, why was it? Because it's usually not even the person.
He's not the person.
It's usually just the abandonment wound that got up of like, wow, I was rejected. And that's actually the issue and not so much the person. But why?
Right.
Why do I even care?
Right.
But then you realize, because it was never about them. They're just the ones that brought the attachment
up
the
to
abandonment
the
up.
Yeah. But all my abandonment issues, right? Being abandoned by my dad, being abandoned by my mom. Like, honestly, like not being loved by my grandpa because he didn't like baby cute mixed kid like me, which I'm like,
because
why?
He was racist.
But, and you know, it's just like, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I know, I was just saying, but you know, it's like, yeah. And like all of those things come up. It's just crazy, but like all these relationships are just like a learning experience.
Isn't it so cool to be on this side of things of like, wow, I'm so grateful my younger self did not stop, did not give up, that there's so much higher than what we think we want. Yeah. And what we think self-love is actually something different. We think self-love is like just indulgence, and it's really not. It's the boundaries. It's the protecting yourself that keeps you actually safe on a soul level. Yeah. So different than what the world really thinks it is. It's like, oh, I love myself. I go hang out and I drink at the bars and I have sex with whoever. And little do we know how much those things actually really disconnect us from their spiritual gifts. Yeah. And I've learned that for myself.
All the sex and, you know, alcohol and weed that I did in college and all the stupid body count lists that I was keeping in my notes for like what reason. It's like, it was like disconnected sex in all the ways. Like, I don't think I care about any of the people that I slept with. Like, I probably care about, honestly,
it's self-indulgence, right? Because that is not
I care
self-love.
About 4 people.
So where are you at now that you understand working through so much with the attachments in this, and between like, what were you really looking for?
I was just truly looking for connection and intimacy with people, but I couldn't keep looking outside to look for intimacy with myself outside of myself, right? And me building a relationship with God finally gave me that love, that true love that I thought I was witnessing with all these people that I've been with. Because
it was disguised.
we have this idea of like what true love is. Like, I'm thinking about my best friend right now, that she thinks that that abusive relationship was like
this, right? It's
this up and down,
like
the dopamine cycle, that it's the bullshit love, right? And like, we just don't know. But like, we don't know when we're not aware. And if the example of love come from abandonment and not being heard, when once we are heard by somebody, we feel like we're just in love.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's been
so true.
But now that I went through this beautiful healing process, and you've been a great mentor with God as well, isn't
it just like so peaceful and so peaceful. Like if I could say anything like to my younger self, or when I see other people in their patterns, like if you could just tell them how you feel and what it feels like, so that they would trust what it actually feels like, because it's truly letting go of certain things that you think are happiness and it's truly not. But when you're so clouded, it's so hard. Because think about how many talks, how much coaching, how much it took you to finally help work through those patterns to get to the other side, to see. Like, people look at this like our energy now, and they think it's just like this overnight process. And little do they know
Yeah.
the work,
the
deepness, the depth, the trust, the surrender, the tears, the walking through hell and looking at your demons, the places that people don't want to go because it is uncomfortable. But on the other side of the storm and the darkness and the trauma, instead of just going there and talking about it and just sitting in it and coming out, it's like you're going through it fully. And it doesn't show up anymore. It's like your little wounded child doesn't have to come up and protect you anymore.
It doesn't. You can actually have your mature self, like you're 30, 40, 20.
You can finally start maturing.
You can finally actually start maturing, and your kids, that like your literally child does not have to run the show for you and, you know, be defensive and offended and angry and abusive and toxic and all of the things and anxious and depressed. It's like, it's really a true life of peace. It's like my eyes gain color again.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
And so when you look at the world right now, are people that are doing what you used to do, I guess, what is your message like for them of like truly what it feels like now and what you would give up again and again and again, maybe just to be here?
I wish I had the courage, because I think a lot of people don't have the courage to go and look at themselves in a way where they actually want to be better, and they have to admit to themselves to surrender, to actually be guided by God. Like to actually not being afraid. And it's hard to do on your own, but it's also like if you're ready, like go and look around. There are people that are out there that actually want to help you. You know, I was talking to my sister and she was like, I am so afraid of feeling pain that I do not want to look at these things. But some people are just stuck there. But
if you don't look at
it, you're never, like, you can't pretend that you, like, your better person that you're looking for is not going to be there. Because you're not even matching this person's frequency. Because you're not at their level. You didn't deal with your trauma. You didn't grow. So you can't have somebody that it's so much outgrown, because they're not going to be attracted to you.
Yeah.
And another thing, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like after like going through this healing and finding out that all these women were like attachment from, you know, a lessons from my dad and not feeling safe. And in a way, my mom, being a single mom, like she's been a great mom for what she could have done, right? But she couldn't give me the affection emotionally that I need. So me knowing that women are safer, but then like my mom didn't emotionally connect with me, I had to go that direction to do that. And now I just like don't even feel the need of like being sexual with a woman. Do I want to be intimate in the relationship? Like in our friendship, yes. But do I want to have the sexual desire? I was like, oh, I want to fuck her.
It doesn't like plague you, right? It's just like, it's not there because
it's not there.
You realize it's two different things, intimacy and sexual intimacy. And when you break those chains, which we're going to talk about on a different episode, it's like, it's a real thing when they're gone and they don't plague you anymore, but it's not an overnight process.
Right.
It's like you have to have faith, and it's almost like you have to saw a little bit at a time to completely get them off.
Yeah.
And it's like the epitome of what freedom feels like. Like I'm not attached to things outside of me. And that's, even if you don't look at religion, you look at yoga or anything else, and it's usually being free and detached from things. And I'm going to give my credit to God and his help with that, right? Other people might want to give credit to other things, but the true restoration and healing, and I want to talk about these things on other episodes of like even just ADHD and all the things I've recently found of like, wow, we're putting labels to what people don't even know what's possible yet on some levels.
Yeah.
And it's just like miracles are real.
Miracles
like
are real.
Faith and miracles that you hear, it's so real. And that's why even scripture just talks about faith so much. And I don't think people understand that faith is truly an action and just letting go. But also another episode. So anyway.
No, trust God, guys.
Yeah.
Really let him guide you and surrender. Stop being so filled with your ego.
Yeah.
Like start listening, and this world would also be such a better world.
If people started just looking inward instead of pointing the finger at everybody else, because it's like we've all been hurt, we've all been wronged by people, but you eventually have to look at it and forgive and move forward and forgive yourself.
Yeah.
and get rid of all that stuff, because the more you don't forgive somebody else, the more it actually just affects you, and it keeps you stuck.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing. Like, if you truly want to grow, you truly want to evolve, the freedom, like, you can't, that's not the way you do it. And you will just die, like, staying stuck. And you have one shot in life to live one life. So keep aligning that shot until you find what brings you peace and joy and the ability to progress and grow, because that's where it starts to get magical.
Yeah. And Jesus said, forgive 70 times 7.
Hey,
I don't know what number it is.
Forgive. Like,
and 90.
Because the more, I'm just going to say, the more you've been through, most likely it's true. Like, if you can overcome those things, get rid of that anger and align with God, you get so much wisdom. You get so much, you get more gifts, you get just coming out of it. But you can't see that until you come through it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because no, yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Anna.
Yeah, thanks for making me tearing up and cry.
You guys saw the real tears in this, so.
Oh, gosh.
We're gonna get some more episodes here. This one's probably gonna be our longest to date, but it's worth it.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's
a
okay.
little long. Okay.
Hopefully my phone didn't die.
All the people coming in the back, I hope that would have told us that.
Oh, on that note, shoot your shot if you want to level up and grow. It is possible. We are, examples of that. But if you don't want it to, I'm never going to force anybody to grow, but I'm going to say it is beautiful on this side. So
it's beautiful.
Boom! Until next time, another one. Pew!
Should we jump on that?
Okay. I'm a little sore.